Hello, hello.
Well, Binta, are we sticking to the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So,
Assalamu alaikum.
this we want to make it so informal.
Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everyone. Can we pray in our own ways before we start this study? Before I introduce the members of the high table, can I please seek for your prayer? We offer 1 minute silence to the department souls. May their souls rest. Good morning once again. I am Ndema from the National Disaster Management Agency.
That's the assistant for
We are waiting for you.
one update.
We are gathered here not because of pleasure, but because of mandate and also the sad incident that occurred on the 1st of January. I think the 2026 has started very badly for the country. I would first start to introduce the members of the high table before we get into the discussion proper. I have the PS Mansite from the Office of the Vice President, PS Pamatan Sise, Interior, the Executive Director, National Disaster Management Agency, PS Ido Jallo from the Gender Bureau, Ministry of Gender, and the Honorable Governor for North Bank Region, Lamin Sidika. We are gathered here today as a family. This is a coordination meeting. It's not going to be only 1 hour meeting because we are currently overwhelmed with the situation of the region. I want to acknowledge the presence of the Secretary General of the Gambia Red Cross Society, the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, the Dr. Ite and team. I would also want to acknowledge the presence of Madam Binta, the migration coordinator on the Ministry of Immigration Department. So our discussions basically would be on the way forward. After the president's speech, where he mentioned that the National Emergency Response Plan has been activated, so all hands on deck. So I will allow the Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency to give a welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much, Binta. On behalf of the National Disaster Management Agency, I want to welcome everybody to this critical stakeholder meeting. As we all know, the country is currently in a state of mourning because we all know those who are affected are the youths of this country. The youths are the critical asset of any nation. If those ones have constantly been perished as a result of this backway syndrome, I think it's a real concern to all of us. But before I really go further, I really want to thank Red Cross in no small measure. Since the start of this, they've been really busy collecting dead bodies, even in the middle of the night. Red Cross, Mr. Fai, I really want to thank you and your team. Also, the RBTH, I really want to thank RBTH for holding the migrants and also treating them just under their care. I really want to thank you also. And also the immigration. It has not been easy for us, but as we come together collectively, I think we will be able to address this unfortunate situation. I on behalf of the National Disaster Management Agency, I want to welcome everybody to this critical stakeholder meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lahaba. I would like to thank you very much, Mr. Lahaba. Also, I want to acknowledge the presence of the Director of Public Health Services, Disease Control Department. The WHO, the UN system, WHO, it was an oversight, the invitation wasn't sent on time. We just made a call. The UN system here present, actually CRS and other parties, the Ministry of Finance, and also the Ministry of Health Services. Now I want to invite the Permanent Secretary, Interior, to give us a brief keynote address. Permanent
Thank you very much. Good morning to you all. As the Executive Director for Ndema has highlighted in his welcoming remarks, it is very unfortunate that we are gathered here today in response to a very unfortunate incident that happened from the 31st of December. The Gambia government, through the various security stakeholders, were notified, as highlighted by His Excellency the President, of an unfortunate incident that occurred on the night of the 31st of December 2025. And under his leadership, the National Emergency Response Plan was activated. There was also a call, an emergency meeting that was held by the National Security Council, and activities were identified where the Navy was deployed to actually undertake a search and rescue to kind of help the victims who basically were trapped in a capsized boat. And based on rescue efforts, a number of victims were rescued. Some were determined to be in need of medical support, and they were transferred to the Edward Francis Teaching Hospital. And we want to thank the hospital staff and the doctors for the support and the care that they have offered, because we have been able to help to provide emergency care, which has helped to stabilize a lot of the critical conditions that we had at the time. Also, the Gambia Immigration Department were deployed to actually take profiles of the migrants and the victims, and they have currently been temporarily housed as we speak. However, one of the concerns that the government has had is the lack of information or accurate information on the number of people that were actually on the boat itself, because there was no manifest. So working with stakeholders, including the Red Cross and other government institutions, we have been trying to plan for any recoveries, especially in light of the fact that it has been several days now since the incident occurred. And it's basically moving from a rescue operations into recovery operations. We have been working with our Senegalese authorities who have actually identified several bodies that have been recovered. They initially did rescue, I think, about 16 victims, or 16 people were rescued, and there has been bodies that have been recovered since then. Also, on the Gambian side, we have also been recovering bodies since on Thursday. And we have here the GID and the other stakeholders, including the Navy, who would provide a more detailed analysis of the number of bodies that have been recovered. We are deeply saddened and we want to send our condolences to the families of the affected. And we are basically calling on all stakeholders to offer the necessary support, because it's a very tragic incident in which we have a lot of youths and vulnerable members of our society who are affected. And we are trying to work with them to see how we can best identify some of these bodies. It's important to note that there has been a number of non-Gambians who have been identified, and that obviously makes it more difficult sometimes in terms of being able to identify the dead bodies. However, we are working with our international and regional stakeholders, try and see how best we can make that possible. So I think that in summary is why we are gathered here. And like I say, yeah, so I have been updated now. As we continue, we are recovering bodies, and as of today, we have recovered 7 dead bodies. This is in addition to the bodies that have been recovered on the Senegalese side and the 4 that were initially recovered on the New Year's Day. So we are trying to really prepare for the worst and hope for the best, because really it's unfortunate as of now we don't have a very accurate number of the people that might or could be affected by this. And however, it's important to note that I think this is something that affects all part of our society. The Security Council has been working to look at how we can actually investigate the corporates that have actually facilitated some of this, because it's important to know that there are people that are benefiting from these, tragic incidents. And I can report that as of Friday, that the GID has been deployed in several locations where they have actually made additional interceptions, working with the Navy. There were 2 boats that were actually recovered by the Navy, and these were boats that were planned to be deployed on this backway route. And also there have been several people that have been arrested who have been identified as agents that actually facilitate some of these, facilitate the logistics of this backway migration. And it's important that we call on the community and the society at large to provide information wherever possible, so that at least we can prevent such tragic incidents from actually occurring. Because we know that these people do gather in communities and the logistics are facilitated, and then sometimes it's better for that information to be communicated to the authorities, so that we can actually try and prevent this situation from happening. It's very unfortunate, because even a single loss of life is very tragic, but at the moment we are very fearful about the numbers that could have actually perished in this incident. So we are really hoping that, as the tides do fluctuate, that eventually we'll be planning to recover more bodies. So that's the update. What I will now call on maybe the governor, North Bank, to come and give an update on the.
Yes. Sure.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I have to recognize and acknowledge the High Table and recognize all the stakeholders here present. We are in a mourning right now because the most affected region in the Gambia is not Bank region. It's very saddening and it's very devastating for me as the governor. I know the government is doing everything. I thank Ndema, the Red Cross, and the rest of the stakeholders, GID. They are doing a very good job, tremendous job, but still I think we have to do more. We need to investigate this. we need to find ways how to minimize it. Even last night, I got a call from Jericho in Chitanungu. Some people were there trying to go to the backward. So the manager at the hotel called me to inform me about this. So I called the immigration commissioner in the region. The escort, they went there and then they dispersed, but they were able to capture 9 of them. Out of these 9, none of them are Gambians. They are all foreigners. I think it's time we have to change our rules a bit in terms of allowing the influx of foreigners in this country to see what we can do to minimize these tragic incidents that are happening across everywhere. We cannot lose the cream of our society. The youths are the cream of this country. And if you look at the statistics, 67% of the Gambia are youths. So we are losing a lot. And it's very sad to see people dying like the way they are dying. It's very, very tragic. And I call on all the stakeholders to put hands together and do something to minimize this. And my recommendations, I will talk to the executive director of Ndema or to do what we can for the way forward. I will do that next week. We're having a meeting, a top level meeting in the region, including all the alcalos around that area and chiefs, to put in place. Everybody will have to be a security guard. Anything that you see suspicious, call. Go to give my number to them. Tell them call me right directly, and I will do what we can. On behalf of North Bank region and on my own behalf, I thank all of you for your consent and bear with us sharing these sad events. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Governor. To the participants, I will call PSCC to just give an opening remark just for 5 minutes. Then we'll have briefing from all other stakeholders. Then all the briefings will be consolidated for us to come up with the situational report too. We'll have an update.
I want everything to be in one so that we speak as a government, not one person. That's what okay.
So now we are reading the PSOVP as our right to give closing. So now we would like to invite Ndema, the active operation director, to give us an update on the situation before the
What the project? I want those ones. No, I don't see. Fine.
Yeah, let me read. Let me read. If it is not, I think that would. Yeah. Thank you very much, senior government officials here present. I am Momodu BK Sise. I want to quickly take you through the presentation that we prepared. And basically, we will look at different government ministries, and then certainly the officers will be allowed to maybe support in my presentation, because this was basically given to us not long ago. The picture that you see is the recovery mission, like PS mentioned. Since the incident happened, we are working with partners to ensure that search, rescue, and recovery operation continue. And this around Guinea, where the boat actually capsized, we went as far as that place with support from the Gambia Navy, Gambia Maritime Administration, and then the Gambia Red Cross Society were together in this operation, including fire service as well. Next. Basically, that's the map of Guinea. As you can see, Guinea falls within the North Bank region, as the governor rightly mentioned. Is considered presently as a hub for migrants, because a visit was made there, and we understand that still some suspected migrants are within the community. So you can all see is in North Bank region, basically where the incident happened, just up down there. The incident actually happened on the 31st of December. According to reports, it's around midnight. A boat or migrant boat carrying an estimated number of 235 got capsized off the coast of Jinek village after reportedly grounding on a sandbank. We went up to that place, attempting to irregular migration journey. Basically, like I said, they were trying to go, and then their vessel or the boat actually get stuck in a sandbank, and then that led to the tragic incident. The incident happened, like I said, over midnight under adverse weather condition, overcrowding of the vessel also, and poor weather condition contributed basically to the incident as we gathered information. Like mentioned, when the incident was reported, a distress call was made, stakeholders actually came together. The government of the Gambia swiftly responded through the deployment of the Gambia Navy, as rightly mentioned. They actually deployed their vessel. We understand the vessel was on routine operation, but then it was recalled to embark on the search and rescue. We also understand that fire service was also with them to support the operation. The response was coordinated through the interagency collaboration led by the National Disaster Management Agency, because when the incident started, people were called, and then we converged at the Navy, and then we started deploying other strategies to ensure that we work as stakeholders. You can see the institutions that actually took part at the first response, that is IOM, the Gambia Navy, the Gambia Army, Immigration Department, Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, Gambia Maritime, and then the other one is the government of the Gambia, looking at all the stakeholders, including the police, who actually took part in the operation. The rescue operation, during the first day, we were able to rescue 112 individuals And later, one was rescued, but on the way to RBTH, that was when the person passed away. Immigration department provided temporal accommodation at their Tanje. If you go there, you will see a lot of migrants are still there. And at the time we were deploying, the first day it was 82 from the incident that was sent to their center. But we also understand that people are still coming, because even this last night or yesterday, there were some individuals that were apprehended, and they are currently with the immigration department. The Ministry of Health, through the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, also provided urgent medical assistance, like rightly mentioned. As we are speaking, 23 individuals are currently with them at the hospital. Casualties, we actually recorded officially 117. This includes those that were deceased and those that are alive. Confirmed death as we are speaking is more than 20, because even not long ago we understand that one is spotted around behind Jar's compound, and 5 are just rescued around Denton Bridge. So recovery mission is where in Senegal at the start, what we understand as today, we have 16 in Senegal. Basically trying to confirm 14 individuals are rescued. These are people that they are able to retrieve or pick from the waters or elsewhere, but they are alive. 16 deceased individuals are with Senegalese currently. We look at when we started profiling or taking note of their nationalities, we understand that 7 nationalities were actually recorded. Total 235. You will agree with me that we are talking about. We also realized limited mortuary capacity because we were informed at the initial that the RVTH and that of Serekunda General Hospital 100 plus certainly will be a challenge. Inadequate body bags. We want to thank the Ministry of Health and the Gambia Red Cross Society for supporting, because the first day Red Cross was able to give us 9 body bags. And currently we understand that there is a need for additional body bags in the country. So body bags is a challenge. Logistics constraint affecting the operation.